Now let's move further along the shore and check out the damage in Longport, New Jersey. That's where our reporter Amy Buckman is standing by with the scene there. Hi, Amy.
Good afternoon, Rick. We have gone up and down Absecon Island today checking out damage, and I want to show you Longport, which I think is probably the hardest hit of the communities here. And let me show you a reason why. It's not just flooding they're concerned with here. This flooding brought with it sand. If you look back in this street here, and I'm hoping I'm not going to sink in this sand as I walk, the street level is much higher. This is all sand that washed into this street. This is, I believe, 26th Avenue with the floodwaters. And so now they've got this mess to clean up in Longport, but really there are messes all along Absecon Island. Mayor Nick Russo of Longport showed me the giant piles of sand that crews have already removed from the streets at the southern end of the city.
We've had a tremendous amount of sand that has been displaced from the ocean side onto the streets. In some places, 9, 10, 12 inches of sand. Russo's
ordering evacuated residents to stay away as emergency vehicles and a dump truck have already gotten stuck in the wet sand. But that's hardly the only problem on Absecon Island. Along the causeway leading to the Longport Bridge, a half-dozen utility poles toppled onto the roadway in Sandy's high winds. And the heavy rain and high tides led to lots of flooding, especially in beach blocks and sometimes even in the second blocks away from the beach. You can see the water line here on this garage at 38th Avenue on the far side of Atlantic. Pelham Avenue was another beach block filled with sand, and that's not all that's in the streets. At 29th Street, we spotted the stairs that once led to the beach, and on Kenyon, the bulkhead washed away entirely, so that at high tide, nothing stopped the water from rushing toward Atlantic Avenue. Ventnor also suffered a lot of beach block flooding. And as it's continuing to rain here, those floodwaters have not receded in many places. They are well up to the first floor. In Longport, where the bay and the ocean met, there is extensive first floor flooding. But I do have one bit of good news. When we were up in Atlantic City, I know a lot of people were on social media last night saying the entire boardwalk is gone. If you step out of the casinos, you're going to be right on the beach. The boardwalk in front of the casinos does not appear to have sustained major damage. We took several pictures and we tweeted them in front of the Taj, in front of Caesars. The boardwalk is there. There is, however, major damage to the boardwalk at the very far north end of the island, the north end of Atlantic City, not an area where most tourists stop by, not that area of the boardwalk, but that boardwalk up at the north end was destroyed, and that's what our Dan Cuellar was reporting on last night. We're live here in Longport. I'm Amy Buckman, Channel 6 Action News.
All right, thanks so much, Amy.